Alright, gotta go hang out with the good doctor. Yep. Off I go. Probably the worst decision, but, you know. Oh. Well, you're popular. But you are. You're doing good. Getting there. Yes. Getting there. I didn't get anything for that level though. Shame.
Nani?
Yes.
Mata ne.
Knowledge is so painful though. It just is.
Amen.
Yeah, that's a problem if he's pulling in more than this.
Been searching all along, confessing twilight alone.
Oi.
Without a sign.
Yeah. Mental floss. What is mental floss? What did I buy? That's super useless. Oh, it's useless. Shame that. Oh. What did I have? I had a Medea card. Lovely. And I can just use that at any time on any of my guys. Oh, I wish I could use it on Use, but... Okay. This needs to go away. We want Morgana. There you go. Perfect. Now I've got all heals. Yes, all heals. Good. Good. All heals. Yeah. Do you work on Tuesday? I have enough money. Oh, Friday and Saturday. Okay. Gotcha. Oh, and a thing I missed, apparently. You can read books here! So, I'm running through a secondary save. Just because I'm curious to see how a perfect run turns out, and I'm not really waiting to wait for New Game Plus, because this seems to be going on a lot longer than I thought it would. In that the dungeons are taking longer than I had anticipated. Which means I don't get to unlock all the other characters and stuff, which I mean, fair enough. Persona 4 was very similar in that aspect, whereas Persona 3 was... You start out strong, and then you get all the people, and then you're just fighting a big mega dungeon, and that's it. Which works lovely, and I'm a big fan of that, because that's a true dungeon crawler. You've got one mega dungeon. You can do side quests off to the side to help you strengthen up, but primarily, you're doing the mega dungeon, and that's what you're going for. Whereas this one, it's a bunch of small, isolated incidents, but each incident takes quite a while. I don't know. But yeah, I'll probably switch to that save at some point. We'll see. Just because the amount of stats I've gotten in that, just purely by playing on easy, to be fair, but being able to complete the dungeon in basically 1 or 2 days as compared to how I've been stumbling through them on hard, I enjoy playing on hard, but there's a lot that I'm missing. So we'll see. We'll see. Alternatively, what I might just do is switch to easy, but that seems like copping out. I think I'll take my easy save and run that at some point, but I don't know when. Because the problem with it is I'm missing out on all the social link stuff. And that's really what's holding me back from doing it. Because I've gotten so many more social links out of it, and the playtime is just minuscule in comparison. I don't know. We'll see. Actually, why don't I just make another save here? And we're going to take a look at my stats just to see the difference. So I want to know my skill. No? That. Okay, so here's where we're at. I haven't done anything with kindness, and that's a huge difference in what I was doing on the easy run. So, charm 2, 2, 3, 3, 1. And then confidant links. I need to write this down because I'm gonna forget. Oh no. Alright, it's starting with charm. It was 2, 2, 3, 3, 1. And then for ranks, we are 5, 4, 2, 1, 3, 1, 3, 6, 3, 3. Okay, so now if we pull up that one, which the way I've been doing it is playing basically a month at a time, so that way I'm not overlapping and getting in a dungeon that I'm already playing in my normal playthrough. But just out of curiosity, I'm wondering what my stat difference is. Because what this is this is the last day that I was going to run through and then just finish off the dungeon, and that's just kind of where I stopped. So if we take a look at stats, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Now again, I'm a month behind, but what it's been, the way that playing it perfectly is you want to distribute everything as evenly as possible. You're getting a bunch of things that I've been missing, like going to the mall and buying the thing on Sunday, which I've missed a lot because of how I've been accidentally doing the dungeons on Sunday. In addition to not realizing that it just straight up gave you stat boost things. As for kindness, you can water the plant, which is something that I never did. I bought the stuff for it and then just never did it. because I didn't realize I had a plant or something. I don't know. I don't know why I didn't do that. But then the real big difference comes with social links. So it was 5-4, which, to be fair, in the month difference between the two games, that will level itself up. I don't really have a lot of control over Fool rank, Magician rank. The rest of them I have some control over. So 3, 5, 5, 6, as compared to... I'm missing somebody in here, aren't I? Ew. So that's gonna be a mild difference here. And then, additionally, we've got this guy, who's a hidden one, who teaches you all sorts of cool stuff. Oh, and you can look up what you get from ranks. Interesting. But yeah, so this allows you to do better stuff there. This one will, you just straight up get more XP. You just straight up get more XP by hanging out with Mishima. Straight up, you just get more XP. And then we've got all this stuff, and then the next one is discount, which is just, you know. This one, the important things are like punk talk. That's important. It's good to be able to get more chances for negotiation. And everybody has this. Everybody. So all the people that I am in battle with have basically the same stats with slightly different things, but just being able to do shadow negotiations are amazing. And then with you, I forgot about coffee. That's a thing that I completely forgot about. That's how you get SP items. And the next rank is curry, which SP to everybody. So I have a better strategy of how I want to go about playing, for sure. In the future, I know what I want to go with. What I don't know is if I just want to play it again. Because the whole point of the run that I'm showing you now is just a perfect run, as per a guide. That's the perfect run to max out everything. I don't necessarily care about that. And I haven't been paying attention to any of the lore stuff in regards to this. I've just been playing it my own way. The only thing that I really want to change about my current playthrough is knowing that this does this. So if I hang out with Mishima, I can get XP. Knowing that makes me want to hang out with Mishima more because that's super important and strong. Him, I don't care about the hidden guy. I don't. This is strong, but that's gonna happen anyways. Hanging out with Morgana, I don't know that I can hang out with Morgana. I think that levels itself up, but I could be wrong. I may be forgetting stuff about him, but yeah. Either way, in my normal playthrough, he's fine. But what I'm learning is I need to hang out with Sojiro. I need to hang out with the people that I'm normally playing with because they just get straight up abilities in general. I want to hang out with you because you sell items, which is awesome. Always good. Healing items are always good. But I might alter that. I don't know. But I need to hang out with Mishima, and I need to hang out with Sojiro. That's what it's boiled down to from what I've learned doing the perfect playthrough is that. I need to continue doing this perfect playthrough, and I don't want to play ahead is the thing. Because when something else comes up, I want to know what it can do without getting ahead of myself, if that makes any sense at all. I don't want to know what's going to happen, but I want to know how the thing affects me, right? So for you, who else do we have? We have Goro, who I haven't gotten to yet in the perfect playthrough, and no idea what he can do for me. We've got Sadayo, who I haven't gotten to yet either, who gives me all the lovely things. And I want to level up her as much as possible. Okay. Increases XP earned by backup members, which is glorious. But yeah, these are things that I need to do that I just haven't been paying any attention to. I've just been trying to go through the game and then enjoying the experience of the game. Now that I've gotten, I guess, over the Wanderlust of it, because I've put over 30 hours in so far, just in this normal playthrough. Well, hard difficulty playthrough, but normal in my sense of the word. So I have a good idea of where I kind of want to go. The question now becomes, do I do what I do in Fire Emblem and just replay the game like 10 different times, spending all of my time on it? Or do I just continue forward as is? And you know what? I'll make a decision. I'll make the decision right now. So I want to be not necessarily better, but I want to be more efficient toward my goals. I don't want a perfect game, because a perfect game in my mind is always New Game Plus. You're never going to really get a perfect game on your first playthrough because there's things you're going to miss, like the ultimate persona at the end, right? You can't get the strongest persona without New Game Plus. It's not possible. It physically is not possible. So what I think I want to do is I'll keep that perfect game going just by itself. That's just what it is. I've already made deviations in it because it hasn't been working exactly as it's supposed to. I'm supposed to be like a higher rank with Ryuji, and either because of one of my choices or because, I don't know, I missed something or accidentally clicked on the wrong one. I don't know. But that is already screwed up, so I've already veered away from the actual perfect path because it's not working correctly. Whether that's due to something I did or because DLC affects the way it works, I don't know. Because the other thing I was also doing was using personas as soon as I was capable of to increase that confidant link. So that may have skewed the numbers a bit because it doesn't intend for you to do that in the perfect guide. I don't know. I really don't. But I'm not super concerned about that. But knowing what I want and actually doing that correctly is a huge benefit. So I'm making the decision right now. What I want to do is I want to replay through, and I will do it on easy just to get back up to this point, so that way you can see the level of difference in me not reading the text, skipping ahead, going from, sure, I've got a save that's that far back, don't I? So 528, right? 21 hours. As compared to, on easy, skipping the dialogue, 8 hours. Right? That's a third of the time. And personally, I consider that a flaw of the game. It's a new thing that didn't really exist, and I'll compare it to Fire Emblem because that's the other game that I will replay through to get it slightly better for no real avail, just because I enjoy the type of game that it is. And in that one, you lock the difficulty, which makes sense to me, right? But then other games, it's like this, because it's a newer game, it's, oh, well, if they're having some trouble, instead of just entirely screwing them over and being so that way they didn't have an extra save, they're only running on 2 save files, they're not rotating or whatever, they screw themselves. So the way around that is you lower the difficulty so you can make it work when you have enough time left, and so that way you don't overtime or whatever. I'm not a fan of that. I'm really not. I can examine the bean shelf? Ooh. Well then, I didn't expect that to work. But yeah. Yeah, that's also, apparently I can take all the jobs at the same time, and what those will do for me is unlock different confidants, curiously enough. So again, I'm gonna continue the perfect one. I'm gonna get up to this exact point, 621, because that should unlock a few more confidants and get me a little bit more insight into what's going on. So I'm gonna continue that perfect guide just to where I'm currently at, and then I'll move on to replaying through up to this point just straight up. And again, like I said, I'll do it on easy just for the sake of getting to this point, and then I'll switch it back to hard and start playing again. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. Just because when it comes to Persona, well, it's not just Persona. It's when it comes to these advanced dungeon crawlers, let's say. When it comes to dungeon crawlers that are specifically just that, and not like a standard role-playing type game where you've got... no, that's not really a comparable result. This game is a pure dungeon crawler, as compared to, say, Final Fantasy, which is a linear, story-driven game. This is also a story-driven game, but the way that it executes that is as a dungeon crawler with social links, for Persona specifically. For, like, Fire Emblem, that's a dungeon crawler. It's a story-driven dungeon crawler. Well, no, not really. It's a tactics game, but it has the same feel to it as this does. So when playing Final Fantasy, I don't necessarily get that perfect mentality. When playing a dungeon crawler, I do, strongly. When playing tactics games, I usually do, but that's more, I don't want people dying. I want to have a party, have that party be the end game party. And that's kind of the mentality I get into. Whereas Final Fantasy doesn't give me that itch anymore. It used to as a kid, for sure, but hard to explain. You get the perfectionist itch, or at least I do, and that can hold you back at times. But what it does mean is that I need to replay through this entire game. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's just what it is. I get the itch for all of them. Just that perfectionist mentality. But if I've played it before, I already know what I want to accomplish by the end of the game, and I already understand how it works. So I don't have to play through it multiple times because I've already done it. Well, crap. That just means that every time I do a blind playthrough of any dungeon crawler or tactics game, I'm gonna screw myself. Great! Great. Okay. That's what it is. Curious. But for some reason I don't get it in like Tales games. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. I have the plan now. This is a throwaway episode. You're welcome. It's just me jabbering to myself. Good job. You're welcome. I'm sorry you sat through this. Shame. Shame on you. Shame on me. I need to grind. Ugh, I need to grind. Until then. Bye-bye.